Okay, so here guys, in this example, if I'm going to check here, so you can see this is a particular input is given, and what we have to do, we have to calculate the duplicate values here. Okay, we have to calculate the duplicate values here, and that duplicate values you can check here, like 2 has repeated two times, 5 is repeated two times, so it's a duplicate values. Okay, and this is what output I have to do it. So I have already done this example, but I will do it in front of you in very scratch. So this is the input and this is the dictionary we have taken and the count variable we have taken here. So I will just take a first of all outer loop for I in a list. Okay. I'm just taking up first of all this and what is the purpose of that? Just a minute. Okay, fine. Fine. So why I'm taking this input for I in list we are taking because I will just take the first element. The job of outer loop is to take a one element, and the job of inner loop to traverse on the some on the next adjacent element and to check is it repeated or not. Okay. So this is what I have taken, and obviously, if I is going to start from the first element from the index number 0, so J should start from the next adjacent element. If I is going to start from 3, so J should start from the next element. If I is going to start from the 2, then J should start from the next adjacent element, that is a 7. So that's why what I will take here, J equal to, I will take the I plus 1, always one position ahead, okay? And then for J in we will take a list, okay, for J in list. And here, what I'll do exactly, I will just check if I equal to J, if it is that. Okay, so if I equal to j, so what is the value of j? The value of j is I plus 1. So value of I is by default, you know that the value of I is by default a 0. And the value of j, if I'm going to check here, the value of j is by default 0. And okay, not a 0, obviously I plus 1. So value of I is 0. So 0 plus 1 and 1 is going to store in the j. So that is a 1. Okay. So at index number 0, I has received the value that is a 4 and J has received the value that is at index number 1 that is a 3. So we are just checking the value of, the value of I equal to J. So 4 is equal to 3. No, condition is false. It will go for the next iteration. Now the value of J will change, but the value of I will remain same. Okay. So the value of J is a 2 at index number 2. You got the 2. So I'm just going to change the value 2 here, okay? And the value for the value of I is remain same, that is a 4 equal to 2, okay? The condition is false. Again, it will go for the next iteration. The value of j will be 3, and again it will visit on index number 3. We receive the value that is a 7. So and the value of I is still 0. So at index number 0 we have a 4. 4 is equal to 7. Condition is true. Come inside. Sorry, condition is false. Okay. So as we know that 4 has not repeated in the remaining element. Okay, we have to check that. If you are starting I from here, so in the remaining element, we have to check is it repeated or not. And that's what we are doing exactly. So we are just taking a counter and count plus equal to 1. This is what we are taking. Fine. If it is going to match, if it is match, suppose in future, if it is match, so count will increment. Okay. And outside the inner loop, what we will do, we will check if count is greater than 1. If it is greater than 1, means the value has repeated, means there is a duplicate value. And for whom the value has repeated, that is going to be find out by using I. Okay. What is the value of I? The value of I is 0. At index number 0, got the 4. So for 4, there is no repeated element. So the value of count is a 0. Okay. And that's why I'm not going to put in the dictionary. I just want to put a key value pair in the dictionary only for the repeated values. Okay. So here, suppose if it is repeated, so what I'll do exactly, new list means it is my dictionary name. Okay. So I will take I as a key because for I we are checking, and the value we have to take the count as a value. We have to take the count as a value. And what I'll do exactly when it come outside, so I'll just make the count as a 0 again. Why? Because it should not repeat. Okay. And this time, if I'm going to print here, you can see here, if I'm going to print, I just want to check here the new list, or I think we should take the new dictionary name, but okay, fine, not an issue. So 2, 2, and 5, 2. So that we have received, 2 has repeated 2 times and 5 has repeated 2 times. Okay. But what I want only this 2 and 5, because if you check the output, so output is like what? 2 comma 5. Okay. This is your output. So this output I want. So this format of output is not going to be considered. So that's not an issue, guys. What I'll do exactly here, I will just use the, DICT, no, dish, my, we will just take the new uh, value. I'm just going to take the value, and I will take here dictionary of, we can say that here we will just using the list comprehension. So very simple, x for x in, I will check in the dictionary, and by default you know that it is going to visit only on key. So if I'm going to print this time value, so I should get that dictionary. Okay, so just understand what we are doing exactly, guys, here. Okay, and step by step, if you follow the same thing, you will get the output also. So 2 and 5 we are getting this time output, and this is the correct output which we are looking forward for it. Okay, 2 and comma 5, 2 comma 5 list. So same output we are getting here. I hope you have understood what we have done exactly in short. So because I'm not taking so much time for this type of problem, if you take a pen and paper, if you sit and if you try to do it, it is very easy to do it. Okay, and on not only this nested for loop, you can try to think about it. How can you reduce the time complexity? Instead of using a nested for loop, how can you do it by using only one loop, that is a for loop? Okay, so and instead of one loop also, can you use some other techniques, and can you do it these things? Okay, so that is also you can check. So because anyhow we have to reduce the time complexity also, and we should think in that direction also. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you have understood, guys.